Four-wheeled ride-on vehicles, spa factory aromatherapy kits, and rogue self-balancing scooters. In this video, we'll take a look at the 10 most dangerous toys recalled. Number 10, Tinkerbell wands. Picture this. You're strolling down the toy aisle, minding your own business, when suddenly you see it. A glittering, sparkling wand that looks like it's been plucked straight out of a fairy tale. You reach out to touch it, and before you know it, you're sucked into a vortex of magical mayhem. Okay, alright, I'm exaggerating a bit, but seriously, these Tinkerbell wands are no joke. You see, these wands have the power to turn your world upside down, and not in a good way. The paint on the pearl beads and the flowers of the wands contain excessive levels of lead, violating the federal lead paint standard. 1 minute you're waving your wand and casting spells like a pro, and the next thing you know, you might be in a coma. Whoops. Number 9, horse on a stick toys. Legend has it that this toy was created by a mad scientist who wanted to combine the thrill of horseback riding with the excitement of playing with a stick. And boy, did he succeed. But this toy's caused more injuries than a pack of wild hyenas. The reins of horse on a stick toy's bridle are quite lengthy, and they could form a loop around a child's head and neck. This could be risky as it might lead to strangulation, particularly for small children. But despite all this, kids just can't resist the allure of the horse on a stick. Too bad. Number 8, Team Talk and Tool Bench. Are you ready for one of the most dangerous toys on the market? Look no further than Playschool's Team Talk and Tool Bench. This toy is so dangerous it's causing recalls left and right. But what makes it so dangerous, you ask? Well, let's start with the fact that 2 small children tragically suffocated when the head of an oversized plastic toy nail became lodged in their throats. And get this, the children were only 19 months and 2 years old, but the toy's labeled for children 3 years old and up. Jeez! I don't know about you, but I don't trust a toy that's trying to sneak its way into the hands of toddlers. And the nails involved in these incidents were more than 3 inches long and 1¼ inches wide. That's practically the size of a real nail. This is so scary. If you think these were dangerous, things are going to get more dangerous. Keep watching to see what's next. Number 7, Plush Grumpy Cat. You might think that a toy with a grumpy face wouldn't be dangerous at all, but that's where you're wrong. The Plush Grumpy Cat toy is waiting to explode in your child's mouth. This toy may look innocent enough, with its downturned mouth and half-closed blue crystal eyes, but don't be fooled. The eyes can detach and pose a choking hazard to young kids. Can you imagine a more terrifying scenario than your child playing with a toy that could suffocate them at any moment? The Grumpy Cat keychain has a black plastic key clip at the top of the cat's head, which is just another potential choking hazard waiting to happen. These toys are labeled for ages 3 and older, but that doesn't make them any less dangerous. Number 6, Toy Track. Hold on to your hats, folks. We've got a toy track that's as dangerous as it is exciting. Yes, you heard that right. The Graco children's products Tot Wheels 5 and convertible entertainment activity centers have been recalled due to the toy track being a potential safety hazard. With a whopping 152,000 units being recalled, it's clear that toy track is not being taken lightly. This track has the ability to break, which could lead to a cut or pinch hazard, not to mention the small parts that can come loose, which pose a choking hazard to young children. Graco has reported 11 instances of the toy track breaking, with 4 children receiving minor scratches and 1 child's finger being pinched. So remember, folks, while the toy track may be thrilling, it's important to take safety seriously. Number 5, Go Diego Go Animal Rescue Boats. Are you ready for an adventure on the high seas? Well, you might want to steer clear of the Go Diego Go Animal Rescue Boats. That's right, folks, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued a recall for these dangerous toys. It turns out that the surface paints on these little orange and yellow boats contain excessive levels of lead. That's a big no-no when it comes to children's toys. Do you know excess lead can lead to brain damage? No? Now you know. With about 38,000 of these bad boys out there, that's a lot of potential danger. But what's so dangerous about a toy boat? They look innocent enough with their cartoon character Diego at the helm, but once you add water to the mix, things can get really dicey real fast. These boats also squirt water. If you happen to get a mouthful of lead poison to that water, you could be in for a trip to the emergency room. Number 4, AC adapters. Get ready for the electrifying tale of AC adapters. Brace yourself for an adventure filled with danger, excitement, and a few sparks along the way. It all started when the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a recall for a certain type of AC adapter sold with slim PlayStation 2 systems. These adapters were manufactured by Sony Computer Entertainment America, and they were known to overheat and melt, causing the risk of fire, burn, and shock injuries to consumers. With over 843,000 units sold, it was clear that this was a serious problem. Sony Computer Entertainment America had received reports of 38 adapters overheating, 19 of which had melted. And if that wasn't enough, there were also 4 reports of minor property damage, 2 reports of minor burns, and 1 report of minor shock. Yikes! Who knew a simple AC adapter could be so dangerous? Starting out, things get even worse. Keep watching until the end. Number 3, Rogue Self-Balancing Scooters. We've got a wild ride ahead of us with Rogue Self-Balancing Scooters. You won't believe the serious damage this toy can do. This recall is no joke, with a whopping 53,000 units affected by the lithium-ion battery packs that can overheat and pose a fire hazard. And it's not just a theoretical risk. There have already been 2 tragic deaths reported due to fires caused by these hoverboards. But it's not just the danger that's got us on edge, it's the sheer craziness of these things. Imagine you're cruising down the street on your self-balancing scooter, feeling like a boss, when all of a sudden, sparks fly! Flames shoot out of the board, and you're left scrambling to jump off before the whole thing goes up in smoke. And it's not just 1 or 2 isolated incidents. I'm talking about multiple reports of these things burning, sparking, and melting. I'm starting to think that the name Rogue was all too fitting for these crazy machines. Number 2, Spa Factory Aromatherapy Kits. Hold on to your bathrobes, people. We've got a toy that'll blow your socks off, quite literally. The Spa Factory Aromatherapy Kits from Jack's Pacific are not for everyone. In fact, they're so dangerous, they've been recalled not once, but twice. With a name like Spa Factory Aromatherapy Fountain and Bath Benefits Kit, you might be thinking of a relaxing day at the spa at home. But let me tell you, this toy's gonna take you somewhere crazy. The bath balls that come with the kit are packed with carbon dioxide, and if you don't use the vented lids provided, you could be in for a wild ride. Imagine taking a peaceful soak in the tub, and suddenly, boom, your jar of bath balls explodes, sending fizzy shrapnel flying everywhere. That's insane! But wait, there's more. Not only can this toy harm your body, you could end up with a bathroom covered in bath bomb debris if things weren't bad enough the first time. Let's not forget the injuries. The CPSC received 88 reports of exploding jars and 13 injuries to children. It's a wonder why this toy is still available in some stores. Number 1, 4-wheeled ride-on vehicles. Are you ready for an electrifying ride? Well, think again, because this toy is not your average ride-on vehicle. They're causing quite a stir, and not in a good way. Why, you ask? Well, it turns out that the control module for the throttle can fail and cause the electric ride-on vehicle to unexpectedly surge forward. That's right, folks, it's like you're driving a race car that's out of control. And if you're not careful, you or a bystander can get seriously injured. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I'm sure that's just a rare occurrence. But guess what? Razor's already received 60 reports of these vehicles unexpectedly surging forward, including 2 reports of injuries. And that's not a risk you want to take, especially when you're dealing with a 4-wheeled monster like this. So if you're one of the 30,000 people who bought this product, don't wait another second. Stop using it immediately and contact Razor for a free replacement controller. And if you haven't bought it yet, well, let this be a lesson to you. Sometimes it's better to stick with the classics, like a good old-fashioned bike. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one.